Greetings and welcome to the 2020 Kent Signature Event. I'm Tom Cotter, Rhode Island's own Tom Cotter. Some of you know that I was the runner-up on America's Got Talent, which sounds okay, silver medal, it's okay. But I lost to a dog act, everybody. And if you're waiting for a punchline, there isn't one. I came in second to non-humans on that show. Creatures that had no idea they were even in a competition beat me, and beat me soundly. I have many connections in my Rhode Island roots to Kent Hospital and Care New England in general. I was born at the Lying In Hospital, which became Women and Infants, the sister hospital to Kent. And my dad was chief of neurosurgery at Kent for years. But we're all connected to Kent, and that's why we're all here today. And unfortunately, we can't be together. So that's why we're doing this virtually. We're making lemonade out of lemons, and we appreciate you tuning in, and we promise to give you the best presentation we can possibly give you. First and foremost, I want to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are our lifeblood. They're very important to what we do. And in particular, I want to call attention to our presenting sponsor, XRA Medical Imaging. This is their third year of being our sponsors, so they've really stepped it up. Today, for example, we might have sold tickets to this event. We couldn't do that this year because it's a virtual event. So our sponsors really stepped it up. All of our sponsors, and you. A lot of people have donated generously, and we really appreciate that. That keeps the good work we're doing at Kent Hospital going and allows us to continue providing the health care that people need in our community. Tonight, we are going to try to raise funds for the cardiology department. And to get us started, I had a brief phone call recently with three very important, influential people to Kent. First and foremost, Bob Haffey, the president of Kent Hospital, was on the call. Also, the chief nursing officer, Judy Thorpe, was on the call with us. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Chester Hedgepeth III. And all three of them were very fun. We had a great time. I was enlightened. I learned a little bit about what's going on and what we're doing about heart health at Kent. And I think you're going to see that we had a good time. Check this out. Let's get started by chatting with Bob right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Bob Haffey, president of Kent Hospital. Bob, good to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you, Tom?
I'm well. It's an honor to be with you today. Now, I'm wondering, it must have been incredibly challenging during the height of COVID at the hospital to provide medical care for everybody and to overcome those challenges. Can you tell us a little about that, please?
Sure. So the team pulled together. We had to install negative pressure devices for probably 35 of our rooms because of the COVID pandemic. So that cycles the air out of the room. So if there's any virus in the air, it actually gets pulled out of the room. And we had to increase our personal protective equipment, including masks and gloves and gowns. And there was a shortage of that. So there were groups looking at that every day. We bought some PPE from overseas. You have to be careful with who you're buying from because you may buy something and never see it. And so there was a team looking specifically at that. We had to stop elective surgeries, but we did restart those. It's very safe because every patient is COVID tested 4 days prior to coming in. So they get the negative result and then they're approved to come in for surgery. The ED, our volumes are not what they were pre-COVID. I think there's still some anxiety around coming into the hospital, but I would say that you are safer in our emergency department than you would be in your local Target or your local Walmart because of our cleaning protocols, and everyone is masked, and we have professionals who know what they're doing around preventing the spread of the virus.
Excellent. So you adapted and overcame. You were like the Marines.
Yes, we were.
Excellent. Well, bravo. And how are things now that we've kind of come around that corner? We're not out of it, obviously, but now that we've made some positive advances, how are things now at Kent?
So we continue to pick up. Again, we're not back to pre-COVID because of the anxiety of people fearing coming into the hospital because they think they're going to get infected with the virus. But as I said, we're safer than pretty much anywhere that you could be. So we would ask people to sort of overcome that anxiety and come into the hospital and not delay their health care, because we have seen an uptick in the acuity of patients coming in. So people are delaying until they just absolutely have to come to the hospital. And it's not good for their health. So the sooner they come in, the better for the patient, setting aside the fear of contracting COVID.
So you saw a delay in impact. I would be afraid to come in. Now you're seeing people finally saying, okay, I'm confident I can come in and get some care that I need, because I'm assuming these people, by delaying their care, they're making situations worse. If you catch something at stage 1, it's a lot easier to treat than stage 4, for example. So could you talk to us about that?
Well, I'm sure Chester, if he wants to weigh in, can speak to some of the cardiac events that we're seeing because of people delaying.
Perfect. And before I bring Chester and Judy in, I just want to say that is the most immaculate desk you're sitting at, sir. It's unbelievable. There's no clutter, and I don't trust someone with such a clean desk, but I will make an exception today.
If I could turn the camera, you'd see where I put everything.
That's like my kids. They shove everything in the closet. All right, let's meet our other 2 contestants today. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Judy Thorpe. She is the Chief Nursing Officer at Kent, and also our cardiology genius today, Dr. Chester Hedgepeth III. How about it for him? There he is. Now, Chester, did you want to pick up on what Bob was just talking about?
Yeah, I would say that we have seen some unfortunate late presentations of heart attacks. Patients were sitting at home, scared to come into the emergency room, and had complications that they wouldn't have had if they had come in earlier. We think we're getting past that now, and more patients are coming into the office, and I think more people are comfortable in the hospital setting, mainly because of the reasons Bob said, all the protocols and procedures that are in place to maintain patient safety.
Excellent. And great diplomas behind your head, sir. That's tremendous. You're from Philadelphia, is that correct?
I went to school in Philadelphia, yes.
Where did you go to school?
University of Pennsylvania.
An Ivy League school. Now, our Chief Nursing Officer, Judy Thorpe, is here. Judy, where are you from?
Oh, it's my pleasure to say I'm from North Carolina, New Jersey, and Philadelphia.
Wow, you are a vagrant. You're all over the place.
I was all over the place.
Well, welcome to Rhode Island. I hope you've settled in the Ocean State, and we have you for many more years.
It's great to be here in Rhode Island.
Judy, where did you go to school?
Undergraduate school, I went to Duke University. So
Check you out, a Blue Devil.
I'm a big Duke Blue Devil basketball fan. And then graduate school came up to Boston College.
BC, you went from being a Blue Devil to an Eagle.
I know. Always a Blue Devil fan at heart, though.
So if, hypothetically, Duke were playing Boston College in football, who would you root for?
Well, I'd have to root for Boston College because we have a dreadful football team. But if it was basketball, it's always Duke.
Let's say it's curling. What about curling?
We'll default to Duke by then.
Well done. Okay, good. So, Judy, you're in charge of the nurses, and the nurses are your first point of care generally. What are you doing to keep people safe when they come to Kent?
One of our most important things is to keep our patients, visitors, and staff safe at all times, but especially during this pandemic. We are testing all of our patients as they come to the hospital for surgery. We are testing our patients who are admitted to our hospital for our emergency department. And we're also screening all of our visitors who come to the hospital to see patients, or people who come to the hospital for outpatient care, such as X-ray tests or blood draws. So I think what we're doing also is making sure all of our spaces are safe. You will see in our waiting rooms, they are socially distancing chairs. And we're looking at every process that we do to make sure that not only our patients feel safe, but our staff are safe and protected here at the hospital.
Excellent. Judy, I'm not there. You can't treat me over virtual, but does this look infected?
You know what? I think if you just put a little foundation on it, it'll go right away.
Run away.
There you go.
Quick question for all three of you. Why should you never lie to an X-ray technician?
Because they can see right through you.
Judy, for 500 points. Well done. That was quick. I like it. All right, moving on. So, what do you say we start this game, everybody?
Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to read the intro to this. This is really to educate the viewers as well as entertain them, perhaps. And we want to let people learn a little something about cardiac health and what they can do for their own health. We'll call it the Kent Cardiac Quiz or something like that. Ask the cardiac experts. How about that? So let's start. We're going to have 3 categories. The 3 categories are Hearts of Gold, New Orleans, and Kent Hospital. Those are your 3 categories. And the dollar amounts will be $100, $500, and $1,000. And I was recently made aware that Bob has generously offered to add to his support for this event, which was already very generous, and is going to donate based on the number of correct answers given by his colleagues, which is, you're such a good sport. You get these, if they do well, you're gonna kick in some more money. That's very nice of you. And anybody at home that would like to do that as well, we would encourage that. Okay, let's start with our Hearts of Gold category. You're going to raise your hands, and that's how I'll know who the first person to buzz in is. The first question is, the character in The Wizard of Oz needing a transplant. Well, we're off to a great start. Oh, there we go. Judy, I'm afraid Judy beat you, Bob. On that one. Judy, what do you have?
The Tin Man?
The Tin Man was from the Wizard of Oz. That is correct. Well done. There's one correct answer, and she's not even a cardiologist.
Catherine's going, what?
Let's go to question 2. I have a feeling I know who's going to get this one. Question 2. STEMI, or STEMI, is an abbreviation of this. Chester.
That is the ST elevation myocardial infarction, which is the most severe and dangerous form of heart attack.
Wow.
And I would say that at Kent Hospital, we specialize in treating that kind of emergency heart attack. We started doing angioplasty here in 2015, and we've done about 400 electroangioplasties a year and about 100 emergency angioplasties a year since then. It's been a very high quality, fantastic program serving a huge catchment area in Southern Rhode Island. Very proud of it.
Bravo. Well done. Can you give me a quick, what is angioplasty? I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what that is.
So that's the procedure that involves opening up a plaque buildup in the arteries around the heart. It's done by a special team of physicians and nurses in a sterile procedure suite, where a catheter is inserted either in the femoral artery or into the radial artery, and they identify through that catheter how much plaque has built up in the arteries around the heart. If there's an obstruction there, they can put in a special balloon and with a titanium stent over it and open that up in the area where the plaque is. That opening procedure then allows for normal blood flow through the artery and restoration of good oxygenation to the muscle. That procedure has to be done quickly so that muscle tissue in the heart doesn't die. So this whole process from diagnosis of a heart attack to opening up the artery has to be done within 60 minutes. And we've been right on target with that here at Kent.
Wow, that is pressure. Unbelievable. So they say the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Is that where you make the incision? Where do you?
Not anymore.
No.
No.
No, you're shoving balloons in people's hearts. I can't fathom this. I tell jokes for a living. This is unbelievable. You guys are way above my pay grade. All right, question 3. This endowment fund is supported by a portion of the proceeds from tonight's raffle. Chester with his hand up in the air. Chester, what is the answer?
It is the Oswaldo Velas Cardiology Fund. He was the
Ding,
first
ding, 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 ding.
cardiologist.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Well done, sir. Nice going, Chester. And he was who?
He was the first chief of cardiology at Kent Hospital.
Check you out knowing all that. That's great. All right, question 4, and this will close out the category. This is also known as percutaneous coronary intervention. Chester. Chester?
What is PCI or stent placement?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Once again. All right, our judges are tabulating the scores right now from that category, and let's move on to New Orleans. This is a category because this is our New Orleans themed event. So we've decided to throw this category into the mix. Question 1. These are the ingredients in the famous New Orleans cocktail, the Hurricane. Which of you is the big drinker?
I'm out. Not me.
I think we're all a little more at ease knowing that the people running our healthcare are not big boozers. So that's good. Okay, so I'm going to take that as we all win with that answer. I don't know the ingredients to the Hurricane. That was my first legal beverage. I visited Tulane and had a Hurricane when I was 18. I have no idea what was in it, but I did get nauseous. All right, let's move on. Question 2 in the New Orleans category. Right now, this is up for grabs. We have no winners of any points so far in New Orleans category. Question 2, the nickname for New Orleans is Bob had his hand up. Bob.
The Big Easy.
The Big Easy is right. That is a question for $500. We get $500 on that one. All right. Here's the next question. Name one of 2 bodies of water that border New Orleans. Bob again.
Mississippi River.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Nice going, Bob. You ran the category. Oh, no, we have one more. Here we go. One more question. My bad. It was on page 2. Question 4. What significant event happened in New Orleans in 2009? Judy.
The Saints won the Super Bowl.
That is correct. Anything else? Oh, Chester.
That was also the year that our cardiology group, the Brigham and Women's Hospital group, started at Kent Hospital.
Well done. Look at that. You're both going to get points on that. Bob, nothing for you, sir. All right. Let's move on to our third category. Our third category is Kent Hospital, something you should all know very well about. And Bob is able to fire you if you don't have some of these answers, so be very careful. Question 1, Kent Hospital opened its doors in this year. Shall I? Oh, there's Bob.
1951.
Well done. That's why he's the president, everybody. That's how he gets all the stuff done. I like it. Perfect. The points go to Bob on that one. I'm sorry. All right, the next question. This is the slogan that was used in the 1950s to advertise Kent Hospital as an ever-present resource in the community, and it hasn't changed at all. I saw Judy's hand go up first.
The lights are always on and the doors are always open.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Well done, Judy. Nice. Way to pull that out from someone else. That's great. Well, that brings this game to an end, and we're looking at our tally. Looks like Bob Haffey is your champion, everybody. Bob is the big winner. And I think yes, bravo. And I think we're all winners because, as you remember, Bob had agreed to kick in a little more based on the correct answers of both Judy and Chester. So everyone's a winner. Thank you guys for playing. This is both fun and informative. I learned a lot today, and I hope the people at home did as well. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Please keep donating. The number is on the screen, or you can click the link below. And thank you so much for helping us do what we do at Kent Hospital.
Well, the message is loud and clear, everybody. Kent Hospital is open for business and available for all your cardiac needs. Next up, we have a story of a very special person who has used the full spectrum of services available through the cardiology department at Kent Hospital and Brigham and Women's Hospital. To introduce this next story, I'll turn it over to our co-chair for this event. This is Dr. Ed Thomas. Take it away, Doc.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ed Thomas, President of the Medical Staff and Director of the Cath Lab at Kent Hospital. My wife Michelle and I are proud to be the event co-chairs for Kent's 2020 virtual event. Next, you will hear an inspiring story from one of our patients who was very young at heart. Thank you for all your support of Kent Hospital and our patients.
Well, this is my garden, and this is an avocado plant. Father Ray Tatro gave it to me, and he thought it was milkweed. My name is Sister Mary Riley. I'm a Sister of Mercy. And I had aortic stenosis, and here I am.
You're 91 years old and you live in
91 in December. My primary care physician said to me, it's time for a cardiologist. It's Dr. Canistra, the one who's in charge of this program here. And I met her at Kent Hospital, and she was lovely. And through her, I went to Kent Hospital, and I met Dr. Kim.
God almighty.
You know what? I'm asymptomatic. Dr. Kim said, you must have some.
There you go.
And maybe it was tiredness, but I associated with being 90. So I didn't know the difference. And only through the echocardiogram, then they found out it was time that the valve was closing. I have aortic stenosis.
Those little tomatoes, they're sweet. They can pop in your mouth. You should see me yesterday getting over this fence.
So the doctor asked me, could I go to Brigham Women's Hospital? I said, yes, and so forth. So that's where I went for my surgery. They gave me a cow valve. And if I understand correctly, they don't remove the old one, but put it inside the new one. The next day, Dr. Shaw, who was the cardiologist who operated on me, the surgeon, he said, I can't keep you. Your vital signs are great.
People see me out here, they say, you get your hands in. I said, listen, I go wash them.
And I'm an active person. I'm coming here, the Care New England building on Post Road. I come twice a week. And besides that, I take chair yoga. And that's in Bristol, right in Cold State Park. I feel great. I really do. I eat healthy, and I deliberately made that decision. And I have a garden, so I eat from my garden.
Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, cilantro.
I am in awe of medical science. I really am. And I am very fortunate for my primary care physician, Dr. Somerville, who referred me, said it's time for a cardiologist. Then I met Dr. Kim down at Kent Hospital. Everyone, medical therapists, a physical therapist upstairs. I mean, I've received wonderful care. I certainly would support Kent Hospital. The care you get, and I receive wonderful care. Kent, I mean, coming here to Care New England Cardiac Rehab, I've been fortunate. I am very blessed by the people in the medical profession, so I am very grateful.
I love this.
We here at the Kent Signature event want to call attention to our sponsors and give credit where credit's due. First and foremost, our presenting sponsor, 3 years in a row, XRA Medical Imaging. At our Big Easy level of sponsorship, Ken Jones Construction, MedTech Ambulance Service, Brentwood Nursing Home, and Sunnyview Nursing Home. At our Bourbon Street level of sponsorship, Purity Linens. And at our French Quarter sponsorship level, the Greco Law Firm, Hinckley Allen, RB House and Company, Kent Hospital Medical Staff, and Dr. Edward and Michelle Thomas. Thank you for your generous support. Now I'd like you to all hear a message from our presenting sponsor, XRA.
Good evening. I am Dr. Naveh Levy, Chief of Radiology at Kent Hospital and a member of XRA Medical Imaging. We are proud and excited to be one of this year's sponsors for the New Orleans event. Kent has truly become a pillar in our community during these difficult times, and it is a true honor and privilege to stand with Kent as we forge ahead, creating a better healthcare system for our patients, our doctors, and our staff. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Well, I hope you're all enjoying this evening as much as I am, and we have plenty more entertainment coming your way, including a very special award. But right now, I am really excited about this next video. I'm salivating. You know, the theme for tonight is a New Orleans-style celebration, and although we're not able to have the kind of party that we had envisioned, we want to make sure that you can create your own party at your own home. And that's why we are going to be posting some lightened up versions of some classic New Orleans recipes and Cajun fare, and we'll be posting those on the Kent Facebook page, so you got to check those out. And right now, we have a very special guest that's going to help you pair adult beverages with those dishes. Yummy! Check this out.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raina Smith with Care New England, and joining us now is Jessica Granatiero. She is the owner of the beautiful wine and spirit shop, The Savory Grape, here in East Greenwich. Jessica, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here this morning.
It's my pleasure. Your store is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. We like being here.
It's a great location. Now, you're going to tell us how to pair certain wines with different Cajun-style recipes.
Absolutely.
Because it makes a difference.
It does. It does. And a food and wine pairing together really does make a difference depending on what style of wine you're having with the food. So with Cajun foods, there are a lot of different spices, paprika, hot spices, also incorporates different seafoods and chicken as well. So for example, jambalaya is a typical Cajun style recipe, and lighter style, more fruit forward style wines are really great for Cajun because the fruit, not sweet, so we don't want sweet wines, but we want fruit forward. It actually cools down the spice, whether it's in jambalaya or a Cajun fish dish or gumbo. So the fruitiness of a wine, whether it's white or red, will actually cool down the spice.
Interesting. I didn't know that. It's very educational.
Absolutely. So for instance, let's go through the different styles of wines that we have. A lighter style white from Portugal, which is Vinho Verde. It's a very classic style Portuguese white, goes great with seafood. This would be perfect for jambalaya or any other lighter style of Cajun dish. There's a lot of fruit, crisp apple, pear in Vinho Verde. So then we also have another lighter style white, but has just a little bit more body than the Vinho Verde, and this is called Gruner Veltliner. So Gruner Veltliner is a classic white wine from Austria. This particular one is also organic. Great also budget-wise. Gruner Veltliner comes at all different price points, but fruit forward. Here you also have more of that citrus flavor style, great with mahi-mahi. It is a classic pairing for that. Then we have a Spanish rosé. I love pairing rosé with Cajun style food because it's not a white, but it's not a heavy red. Rosé actually is made from red grapes, hence the color of the wine. So the reason a wine gets its color is actually from the skins of the grapes. So if you were to go buy at your local grocery store a red and a green grape, pushed out the juice, it would be clear whether it's a red grape or a green grape. So the way that it gets its color is from the skins of the grapes. So the juice soaks with the skins. Here we have a Spanish rosé made from two different grapes, Grenache and Syrah, which are classic grapes from Spain. Again, unoaked, and it gives this really nice vibrancy. So this can pair with seafood, it can pair with meat as well. So the last wine we have for pairing is a red. It is a Carmenere. That is the name of the grape. It's from Chile. Carmenere is a well-known grape in Chile. It also produces a low tannin. Again, tannins are that sort of astringency in the mouth here that you get. Low tannins, so fruit forward, dark berry fruits, low tannins allow it to pair with spicy style wines. Again, if you like that fireball in the mouth, then you can have a wine that pairs with that like a Syrah, but we like to cool down the spice a little bit, the yin and the yang, pair it together nicely so it melds together. And the Carmenere is a medium to fuller style body wine, so it typically goes really nicely with meats and or a chicken style dish with Cajun spice.
Okay, and I see here we have Knob Creek bourbon. What would that go with?
So a lot of Southern style dishes end with dessert, which is a bread pudding. So here we have Knob Creek bourbon whiskey that we're going to use to actually make the bread pudding. So the flavor style of this particular bourbon whiskey, which is made in Kentucky, adds this vanilla, caramel, hazelnut quality to it. So we're going to use it in the dish itself. And then, of course, afterward, you can have a little sip as well. And this is our private label. So the Savory Grape actually worked specifically with the Knob Creek Distillery in Kentucky to make our own private label bourbon.
Wow, that's so impressive.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. So we have a variety of different styles of whiskey here too from all price points, but this was a special one for us.
Well, this was very interesting, Jessica. I mean, it really does make a difference what you pair with what dish.
It does, really. I always like to say, drink what you like, but certain wines actually enhance and bring out the flavors of certain foods better. And also the reverse. Certain wines actually can make the food taste different when you pair them together.
You mentioned earlier that there are also beers, for people who like beers that pair well with Cajun-style recipes, which I would not have guessed.
Yeah, absolutely. We have an eclectic array of wine, beer, and spirits here at the store. So there are a variety of different styles of beer that do pair with spice. So if that is something someone is interested in, they can come here and visit us, and we can guide them on what beers would pair best with that style of food or other styles from your barbecue backyard event as well.
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much. Anyone interested in those Cajun-style recipes that Jessica just referred to can go to Kent Hospital's Facebook page. Now, I also want to call your attention to this beautiful basket that's being donated by the Savory Grape to Kent's signature event. Can you tell, because a lot of people will be buying raffle tickets for this. Can you tell me what's in this basket?
Absolutely, and we're big fans and supporters of Kent. It's a great hospital, great resource for us that's local, right here in our backyard. I personally got to experience the great services at Kent 12 years ago when I had my daughter there, so really big supporters. So the basket is a higher end basket. We wanted to put something really nice together. It incorporates different wines from Napa Valley, so a nice hearty Cabernet Sauvignon as well as a Chardonnay, a champagne as well, so for someone who wins can have a celebratory toast, a gift card also so they can come back in and buy whatever they like. And then we have an in-house engraving studio here. So we engraved 2 champagne flutes with hearts on them for whoever wins the basket.
Really is beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Jessica Granatiero from the Savory Grape here in East Greenwich. Come on down, visit Jessica, and learn a thing or two about wines and liquors.
Wow. I can almost taste those dishes. I'm salivating, and my stomach is growling right now. And the wines sound fantastic, too, don't they? Unbelievable. I cannot wait to try some of those recipes. I will butcher them, but I'll give it the old college try. Kent Hospital treats thousands of patients every single year. Our cardiology department provides life-saving services so close to home at times when seconds really count. So it's important to have this service in our community, and you can help support the hospital and the cardiology department by entering this fantastic raffle that we have going on. It's really a fantastic raffle, and it'll support the hospital and also the Dr. Oswaldo R. Velas Endowment Fund for Cardiac Care. The prizes include a $2,000 and a $1,000 gift card that can be used for a trip to New Orleans or to stock up on hand sanitizers, whatever your little heart desires. There's also a beautiful necklace from John Medeiros for anyone that your sweetheart desires. And by the way, these puns are intended. And as you just saw, Jessica donated a terrific gift basket from the Savory Grape worth over $150. So that means we're going to have 4 winners. If you've already purchased a ticket, thank you. There's still time to buy more tickets and increase your chances. The raffle will close tomorrow at noon, and tickets must be purchased over the phone, so please call now. The drawing will take place tomorrow afternoon, and winners will be notified and posted on Facebook. Our operators are standing by. I've always wanted to say that. Please call them and get yourself a raffle ticket, or 10, maybe 20. Thanks. There's so many of you who have supported the hospital and have done so for years. The loyalty of this community is outstanding. It's frankly overwhelming. There is one group, however, that has distinguished themselves. Let's hear about them now.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Raina Smith with Care New England. Joining me now is Bob Haffey. He's the president and COO of Kent Hospital. And with him is Sue Crossley. She is the president of the Kent Hospital Auxiliary Board. We're here in this beautifully renovated lobby at Kent Hospital for the presentation of a very special award.
Yes, so the John Farnham Award was named after a longtime board member and supporter of Kent Hospital and its mission. Each year, the award is given to an individual or group that has greatly supported the hospital and its mission. This year, we're very pleased to announce the award will be given to Kent Hospital's Auxiliary for their incredible support and generosity in providing the new lobby to Kent Hospital.
The main lobby and the entrance look truly magnificent. The upgrade is wonderful. Sue, tell me a little bit about what the auxiliary does.
The auxiliary has been in existence since the beginning of Kent Hospital. We are a group of approximately 125 volunteers who devote our time and energy to raising funds for Kent Hospital, and through a variety of different ways and through our beautiful hospital gift shop.
I've been to the Kent Hospital gift shop many times to purchase a gift for a patient, and there's so much to choose from. Everything's so beautiful. So you're very active. Tell me a little bit about how else you raise funds.
For over 20 years, the auxiliary has hosted an annual golf tournament. In addition to the golf tournament, we have various fundraisers such as fashion shows, raffles, and a variety of other types of fundraising activities. We're a very spirited group, and we are always looking for more volunteers to join the auxiliary.
Bob, would you like to present the award now?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Sue and other members of the Kent Auxiliary, I would like to thank you for your generosity and your support of Kent Hospital. And as a token of our appreciation, today we award you the Jonathan K. Farnham Outstanding Philanthropist Award. And the inscription reads, honoring their years of compassionate commitment, generosity, continued expressions of enthusiasm, and support benefiting Kent Hospital. The lobby looks fantastic, and we thank you so much for all of that.
Thank you, Bob. On behalf of the Kent Hospital Auxiliary, it's our honor to receive the Jonathan K. Farnham Outstanding Philanthropy Award. Since the beginning, the Kent Hospital Auxiliary has been funding millions of dollars towards Kent Hospital renovations, vital pieces of equipment, buildings, supplies, and we are honored to receive this award. I'd like to thank my fellow auxilians and the executive board for their hard work and dedication, and we are honored to receive this award and to support Kent Hospital's mission, vision, values, and of course the patients we serve. Thank you again.
Wow, that was very inspiring, and I hope you're inspired. I hope that you'll make a donation now online if you haven't done so already, or call before noon tomorrow and buy a raffle ticket, or 10 or 1,000.
Please welcome the great Tom Cotter.
Tom Cotter.
Tom Cotter. Tom Cotter.
Well, I hope this finds you well. We would be live together with you all, but COVID has decided otherwise for us. The COVID thing is kind of strange. The lockdown was unbelievable. That was the longest I ever stayed at home without an ankle monitoring device. I felt like I was in prison without conjugal visits. Wearing a mask is important, though. I wore a mask yesterday to the grocery store, and only a mask. And let me tell you something, social distancing was not an issue. It's a confusing time right now. Like my doctor told the wife and I early on back in March, he said no hugging, no touching, no kissing. So no change at our house. We've been socially distancing for a better part of a decade. I want the kids to go back to school, and they're not. You know, before the pandemic, I thought teachers were overpaid. Now I feel like they should be paid like hedge fund managers. Really, it's crazy. Everyone's listening to everything Dr. Fauci says like he's this wise old sage, like he's Yoda, you know? 6 feet apart you must stand. A mask you must wear. Socially distant you must be. I just want to come out of this. I think we're slowly getting out of it now. Baseball is on right now. I love the sports. Football's about to start. And I played minor league baseball. Very minor, Little League is what it was called. And my mom was the coach, and she traded me. I will never get over that. I played some football in high school. It was fantasy football, but I was pretty good. Anyway, it's tough on the entertainment industry because audiences are not allowed to have it. Broadway is shut down until 2021. So comedy's always been a dream job if you dream of poverty and rejection, but more so now than ever before. My bank spends 50 cents every month on a stamp to tell me I have less than that in my account. And Visa and MasterCard are nice to me. They call me every week and compliment me. They tell me that my balance is outstanding, which is good to hear. Before we go, we have some final words of thanks from our president, Bob Haffey. It's been my pleasure to be with you this evening as your host and MC. Thank you all for supporting Kent Hospital. Farewell.
Well, that was a great show. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I want to thank everyone for coming today and for your generosity. You had a chance to see Kent in action and hear about our programs and services, especially cardiology. I want to thank our co-chairs, Dr. Ed Thomas and his wife, Michelle, for co-sponsoring this year. I also want to thank XRA for their generosity and their sponsorship. I also want to thank our doctors, nurses, support staff, and auxiliary staff for all they do for our patients every day. So we want you to know that Kent is here for you. You've heard about all our wonderful services. Safety is our top priority for both you and for our staff. We hope if you need us, you will come to us. We are here for you at Kent. Have a great evening, everyone.